You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Hello, Sharks, and welcome to Moments with Shai Will. Today we have a very special guest, music teacher and also pianist, Annie Jules. How are you?
Much better. It's cool. You're good. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on? Welcome to Moments with Shai Will. Thank you for taking the time to be in here with us today, okay?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. So I want to know, what inspired you to pursue a career as a music teacher?
Well, first of all, my goal was not to be a music teacher at first. But it came out later on in my 20s, especially a little after college. But I saw, a lot of the new generations were coming up around me, even in the school sector and in the music. But I said to myself, I wanted to find a way to give back, and I've always wanted to be like some sort of philanthropist or humanitarian to give back in some way. So I thought music teaching was the best way to do that. And that's what made me fall in love with that at the time. And it got me into, while I was doing and performing music out there, I would also go and teach.
So you was performing music straight after high school? After college?
It was after college. After college.
That's nice.
Right after college.
Okay. So how difficult is it to teach a younger student how to play an instrument? Do they learn quick? What is the learning process?
Well, it depends on the student, and it depends on their attention span, and it also depends on how well they can catch up. Not everybody will catch up quick, but there are a few students, good amount of students that will. You know what I mean? Depending on their attention span, and it also depends on how bad they really want it. How bad they want to learn the skill and the craft of the music and piano and singing.
And if they're passionate about it, especially
and if they're passionate
students,
about it.
like what age group were you teaching? Was it elementary, middle school?
Yeah, it was elementary. It
Oh,
was K through
so
5th.
Cute.
I started with K through 5th and then worked my way up from K through 8th. And then I would do a lot of daily substitute teaching.
Okay.
A lot of times through the charter school system in Broward and some in Miami. But I started as a daily substitute teacher and then worked my way up at that ladder. And then that was about it. But, every student was different. But some that were slow at, getting into learning the skill, I always found a new way to get their attention, and that always worked. Find an unorthodox way to, hey, what inspired them? What artist attracts them to like this? And then that's how they would know how to,
Exactly. So what is the hardest instrument to play, if you could tell me?
Piano is one of them, but it's also very doable. But in my opinion, I would say
The triangle. No, I'm just playing.
the triangle. Oh, the triangle. You know what? That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That was easy. That was easy. One of the easiest. First of all, that was one of the first instruments that I've learned.
Yeah.
In elementary, but the triangle and remember the harmonica.
The harmonica.
Yeah, the quarter. I think it was like a quarter or a flute.
Flute.
The flute. There was the
Yes.
flute. But I say for me, the acoustic bass.
Oh,
is
girl.
the hardest.
Yeah, I know.
The acoustic bass is the hardest, and also I would say the piano if you're gonna be a classical musician. If you want to be a concert pianist, you got to put in that work and more of that work than if you were to do modern music or contemporary. Pop music.
I used to like playing the xylophone. Do they still play those?
You know
I
what?
think every kid had one.
I like to play the xylophones too. I used to play the xylophones a lot back in high school and in college. And I gotta give it up to my music professors that got me into that Melton Mustafa.
Oh yes.
I was under the direction of those
I'm very familiar with him.
The son and the dad.
Yes.
They were the ones that got me into the music thing.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say are some of the benefits of being a music teacher?
Of course, you have a good steady job, a good steady pay, but also, you find love at what you do. Every day you can say to yourself, oh, and you enjoy doing what you love, and teaching the next generation. You find different ways of learning. Actually, the kids teach you.
That's right.
While you're teaching them, you find different ways that, in life, a lot of things in life pop up in your life as a revelation to you.
Yeah.
And the kids at the same time can teach you newer tricks.
That's true.
To the trade, and that's what I find that is more benefit for me.
Okay, so basically,
you never stop learning.
No, you don't. No matter how old you get. So I guess it serves you a purpose. And what is that one purpose that it serves you? Like just teaching those students. Like what is that one thing?
Knowing that I have passed on something that is forever memorable to one's life. Because the other day I had met one of my students' parents at one of my gigs the other day, and he said, "Oh, I remembered you. You used to teach my daughter piano, and you used to teach her voice and piano at the time." And she remembered you very well as Miss Jules, and they'll always remember Miss Jules. Yeah, that's how I went by. Yeah, and it was that's my real last name. So, and it's catchy.
Yeah, it is.
It's catchy. People will remember it fast.
Shout out to your daddy.
Hello, and my mama too. But yeah, shout out to them. But how I taught and how I approached things to the students. I was welcoming. I was very delightful, but I also had to put my foot down and teach them, discipline, and yes, it's fun, but also I had to teach them, the boundaries of, if you want to learn, you got to stay focused, you got to be skillful as best as you can.
I like what you said.
You know what I mean?
Focus.
As best as you can.
You got to be focused,
and be skillful, and be persistent, be consistent, and be determined in what you're doing. Even in not only in teaching, but also in life.
That's right.
In business and performing, being as an
people
artist.
People got to understand that it doesn't
matter
what career choice you made.
Yes.
It's all the same preparation to getting there.
Yes.
There's, So,
yes.
Exactly. So I can definitely understand that, and I've always liked to play the piano too. Like when I was a kid, getting a keyboard in the 90s was a thing. And my parents bought me the big keyboard.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just playing and playing. But you know how it is. You're playing this, you're doing that, then you start doing other things. But you know what? I can definitely appreciate music and appreciate people like you that want to give back to the community, to the children. So that's definitely something good. Yes, so don't go anywhere, Sharks. We'll be right back.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Welcome back, Sharks. You're tuned in with Moments with Shai Will, and we have been speaking to Annie Jules. Yes, so I want to ask you, at what point in your life did you realize that you had a passion to play the piano? Piano in the dark.
Yes, yeah.
I had to, girl.
The piano in the dark.
That's such
I
a
love
beautiful
that song.
melody. But
Yeah. I grew up listening to that song too. It's crazy that you mentioned that. But I started when I was, I started as a late bloomer. compared to most students, they start a lot earlier at the age 3 or 4 playing piano. But I started at the age of 10.
Okay, that's still young, double digits.
Yeah. That's what I thought, right? It's like still young. Like, no
that's
big
still
deal.
young.
Yeah, child. Over the years, I met my friends. They said, "Oh, I started when I was 3, 4." I'm like, okay. but nonetheless, I started when I was 10, and I was happy about my journey anyway because my journey was different and unique.
Yeah.
And plus, when I started playing, first of all, I fell in love with it, and I kept, and I tell this to a couple of people, especially nowadays. Music, I didn't find music. I didn't go to music and say, "Oh,
did it find you?"
It actually found me, and it
know
kept
the
calling my
feeling.
name.
I know the feeling.
And it actually called my name when I was 4.
Wow.
And I didn't really listen until I was 10.
Yeah.
So I started.
Still early.
Still early. And then I started playing the piano. I'm like, And then I went to this mall. It was like, I think it was like Aventura Mall at the time. But they had so many keyboards in Sears at the time. They had music instruments back then there. They had a lot of stuff.
Did you just say Sears? Girl.
Yeah, at
I
Sears.
know.
Yeah,
because that doesn't
it was a
even
long time
exist
ago. Yeah, but back then Sears was the
a
place.
bomb.
Huh?
It was.
They were head to head
They
with
used to have
Macy's.
fashion shows, and
Fashion
I used to
shows.
be in I used to be in the fashion shows for
Yes.
Sears. Even
That's
Mervyn's,
true.
when they had the Mervyn's in 163rd. Damn, I just put my age out there, huh?
I forgot about. No, you're good. They did have fashion shows.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and they used to have fashion shows at Macy's too. But nonetheless, but anyway, that's where I found the keyboards that I wanted, and then my mom looked at me and she said, "My child really likes the piano a lot."
Yeah.
And so one day, a few months later, for my birthday, she wound up giving me my first keyboard. And it was the Roland 88 FP
Wow.
16. That was one of the hottest. First of all, Rolands are the top brands too.
Okay.
Roland and Yamaha, Korgs, but Roland stood out the most at the time, and it stood out to me. And the richness, honey, the piano was
You said
calling
it
my
all
name
with the way you just backed your
yeah.
eye,
And then I
the
started.
richness.
And then my first piano song that I learned was "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion.
Wow. How long did it take you to learn it? So you know how to read the notes too as well, right? Because not everybody can read music notes.
Yeah, not everybody can read music, but check this out. I didn't read music until way later on. I started playing piano by ear. And I didn't start playing. Yeah, I started playing by ear. I didn't start going ahead reading music and boom, classical music and bam. No, no. I didn't really have lessons until the following year. And then, but I did start playing and start, hearing music, on the radio, and that's how I would catch up. And then that's how I grew learning chord changes and chord charts and learning how to improvise on my own. And then I started having lessons.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
That's where the lessons come from that moment.
And that's
right
where my
there.
creativity started.
Yeah,
from.
because that was going to be my next question. I was going to ask you how describe your creative process when you're creating new music.
Yeah, it really came from me playing by ear, and the gift of playing by ear. Honestly, not every student or person has that musical trait. It was a God-given gift that I was able to hear a song on the radio and hear the notes and then be able to play it and catch up just like that and learn it on the spot. And I would used to do that even all through middle school and high school, and it really helped me to get music jobs at churches and at little gigs here and there, lounges here and there, backing up artists, local artists. It helped me get a lot of opportunity.
But see, this is what I tell people, because we deal with a lot of musicians all the time, and I say, listen, get on the stage, perform.
Go out there.
It doesn't matter how many people is in that audience.
Right.
Pretend that is millions of people, because that is where you're going to gain your practice, your strength.
Yes.
Because to go on that stage, people think it's easy.
It's not easy.
They say, I could do that. I could play a piano. I could go on there. I can sing. I can read cue cards. But I'm like, you don't understand the art that goes on behind the scenes.
Hello. Yeah, because
the build up.
The build up.
And it takes on that
courage.
stage.
And it takes courage and a love for it.
That's right.
You gotta want it. You gotta go out for yourself to want to make it happen for you. And that's what I did. I had the courage. One day I said, oh, I had the courage to go out there and, well, once I got into high school and, you know, try out for the band. First of all, I actually didn't need to try out because Mustafa heard of me since middle school. And he heard my name and he went to, you know, visit me and other students at John F. Kennedy Middle School. That's the school I attended. And then that's where he would recruit everybody to join the jazz band, the marching band, and the whole nine. And it was a big thing back then.
I'm sure it was.
And of course, the music on the radio was hot back then. So he knew how to coordinate and find the right type of people and the right type of students. And he believed in me, and he got me into his music program.
I like that. That's good. And you know, when you see teachers and professors like that, shout out to you guys because not a lot of them exist anymore.
Not anymore.
You know,
and matter of fact, he was the one that taught me how to read music.
See what I'm saying?
The son and the dad.
I even had a professor just recently. Shout out to Professor Vickers. You know, she's like,
okay.
I want you to sit down and I want you to finish this, but class is over. I need you to sit here and do this.
Right.
I ain't argue with her.
Right.
I say, you know what? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do it. How many professors going to take the time to wait for you to fix an assignment?
Right.
You know,
professors like that don't exist.
They don't exist anymore.
They just let
and when I was dealing with her class, I realized, I said, this is what school used to be like for me.
And they would care about you. They would talk to you one-on-one, human contact. We don't have that anymore.
They don't have that. So I want to ask you another question. In your words, what makes a great musician, and do you feel that you're at that level of greatness?
Repeat that question again. I just wanted you to say that again.
In your words, what makes a great musician, and do you feel like you're at that level of greatness?
You know, first of all, in that question that's a good question. Very interesting. You never stop learning. I would say this, I've evolved greatly. Definitely not where I used to be. Okay. I may not be where I want to be, you know, as a goal, like, oh my God, you know, but
not yet.
Not yet.
Well on your way.
But I'm already well on my way.
That's right.
And I am, and it's been a wonderful ride. It's been a wonderful journey. It's a hills and valleys, but I've climbed up, and I'm heading towards the top right now.
That's right.
And it's a beautiful thing. But my journey has been a blessing because I've had so many people, not only my music teachers, but also, you know, business owners, entrepreneurs, music consultants. Business consultants that have taught me the right ways to navigate the music industry. Okay. And they've taught me what to do and what not to do, how to be who you are as an artist, and not having to mimic and copy and be like everybody else, and not sound like everybody else on the radio.
And that's the thing. You don't want to sound like anybody else. You want to be your own person because you are an artist. And I like the way that sounds. Yeah. That's right, Sharks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Sharks, we're glad you're still here with us. This is Moments with Shai Will. So now let's have a little fun. It's time for self-reflection, okay? So I want to ask you some questions. Are you holding on to something you need to let go of?
Actually, right now, no.
That is great. High fives to you.
Perfect. Yes.
That's great.
Yes. Because it took me a while, though, to let it go.
That's
It wasn't
right.
overnight. It took years, but I had to let it go in order for me to grow, because I
That's
had
right.
to evolve to be where I am now as an artist. So
That's right. Because like I mentioned earlier, like,
Yeah.
things weigh you down.
Yeah.
Relationships, situationships,
Yes.
your job, the workplace,
Right.
your neighbor.
right, yeah, Yeah, people.
Little things can
Ask.
stress you out, and after
Yeah.
a while, that beauty fades, and you don't get it back. So I like what you said, because I feel the same way too.
Yeah.
Am I holding on to something that I haven't let go yet? And I'm like, no, I've let it go.
yeah. You have to let it go too. It is therapeutic for you. It's better for you to let it go.
Oh, yeah,
because
for sure.
You can't hold on to stuff in the past, because if you do that, you're not living for today. You're not living
That's
for
right.
now.
That's right.
So
Question: is it more important to love or to be loved?
to, like, in terms of like to love, like,
To love, because you have people that are
Right.
just constantly givers.
right.
I feel like I give more than what I receive.
Right. Okay.
I feel like I get the short
Got you.
end of this stick.
I got you.
And
I got
I'm
you.
like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Right.
You know?
You know what?
But I'm not going to wait for someone to
Right.
love me for me to love them or to love myself.
You know what? I would say it's best to be loved. It's best to be loved. Because first of all, you know why? You have to, it all starts with you. You have to love yourself.
That's right.
You have to love, and also let God help you love yourself too. That's one thing, because first of all, the real love comes from God, and God is love. Love is God.
Yeah.
And in Him and in God, there's freedom, and that's real love too. So you have to love yourself, so you can find yourself, so you can find your voice and get to know who you are.
Yeah, that's true. Because when you learn to appreciate who you are at
Yeah.
the same time, you
And
get
it's
to
empowering.
see, yes, you
It's
see things all around you,
Yeah.
and you learn to embrace the things that you cannot change
Yes.
about yourself.
And and the more you know how to do that, it's liberating. It's you learn more about life. There's more
Yeah.
revelations that
For
grow.
sure. And then
Oh
that's
my
where
God.
that natural love for yourself comes. And once you have that natural love for yourself,
Right.
you're able to love everyone else.
Yes.
Like the way I love my food.
Yeah, you have to feed you first.
That's
Before
right.
you can feed everybody
Yes,
else.
bring on the
feed
entrees.
yourself.
Where is that?
Come on. That's why I'm big on loving myself right
Yeah.
now. I'm in a whole, I'm not the same Annie Jules or the same Miss Jules like I was 5-10 years ago. I want to love myself, and it's a beautiful time now.
It is a beautiful thing.
it's liberating.
And you have to. People
Yeah.
don't understand. I've had people say, well, someone's asked me before, how come you're so confident? And when they
Right.
asked me that, I don't think it was rude. It's more like how, and
Right.
and I want to do the same thing. And I say, well, this is not something you're born with, honestly.
Not at all.
It's not something that's given to you. It's
Right.
something it's not something that you earn either. It's just something that comes within. It comes with time. Once you're in a
Yes.
good, or should I say a great place mentally, physically, and spiritually, then you could be confident. But
Right.
you have to be in a good place.
Yeah.
You got to surround
have to.
yourself with people who people who
You're on it.
are
See?
like-minded
You on it.
as you. I've
on it.
had to learn that. And it's
We
not,
all have.
Yeah.
Girl, we all have. Confidence doesn't come overnight. It didn't
No,
come overnight for me.
It doesn't.
I had to literally, not only train myself, but really, I had to really let life teach me how to be confident and where to find confidence. First of all, you got to have confidence in God. That's first and foremost, honey. First, find so that He can give you and feed you more confidence in yourself. So you gotta listen. Confidence comes from like a higher power, and then so that you can like shine with all the confidence in the world.
People don't understand, man. And let me tell you, it was a struggle this morning to get ready. It's a struggle every day to
It's a
get ready.
struggle.
Okay, that's like 3 outfits
Unless-
before I find that
Girl,
one outfit. Even
I had
though
to
in the
switch it
night,
up.
for real, even at night, if I say this is what I'm gonna wear, I make other options because it's still a struggle, and it's because
It is.
I want to feel confident when I walk out my house.
Right.
To me, it's important because then people are gonna be like, "Well, what's wrong with you, Shai Will?" So
Right.
I get it.
I get you. I get you.
So what surprised you the most about your life or life in general?
That I am able to, first of all, be able to move on, and it's every day, one step at a time, moving on situation. But I'm able to move on in my life as I find my voice, as I find my lane, as I find my style, my sense of style, my sense of happiness.
You
my
do
sense
have
of
your
joy.
own sense of style. I'm
Yes,
surprised
I
you
do.
ain't got on a hat today.
Yeah. I took a break from the hat because it's hot right now.
Yeah.
This is a hot season. But the hat is coming back. Trump, it's coming
Okay.
back. But I was wearing a hat last night. But that's a whole nother story. I was out.
No, but I like that.
Yeah, I had to.
You know, you have your own
my
style.
own lane and my own lane because everybody's lane is taken and everybody's lane is different.
Yeah.
From mine. But that's what makes life so much beautiful and much glorious.
Are you gonna be in the merging lane though?
I want to merge, but I'm gonna still be in my own lane and still do my own thing. Because I'm a whole league of my own.
I know.
In life you gotta if you wanna pave the way for somebody else in life that somebody sees you in you, you gotta be that person, that hero to them. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody wants to be like the person that is popular already. Not everybody wants to sound like everybody else. Not everybody wants
to be their
look
own
like
person.
everyone else.
Like for me, what
You know?
surprises me right now is that I'm an adult student. Because I could tell you, people that know me back then would be like, "What?
Right?
You went back to school?" And
Yeah.
yes, I have. You
Right.
know, it's
good. It's good.
It's
I'm
hard
happy.
being an adult student.
No, but I'm proud of
It's very
you.
challenging, but I am surprised that I am a student.
But that's the beauty about it. We are a student. A friend of mine, I would say my musical auntie by the name of Valerie Tyson. Look her up. I call her Miss Valerie Tyson, but she's South Florida's Queen of Soul. And I play and perform with her a lot. But she has taught me this: that as in life, especially as an adult, you always have to remain a student and a sponge. Be a student and a sponge so that your mind can be receptive to receive newer information, newer tricks to the trade in life, so that you don't ever feel like you have to be high and mighty. Don't ever feel like you've arrived. Always feel that you can always learn from others. You can always learn from everybody else. Because kids can teach you so many things. But you know what? You're in the right path. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that you're in
so
school.
are you. Thank you, like I said, for being here. It was such a pleasure, and like I said, this is just my thing, and I appreciate every moment of it, and we're gonna continue this. So thank you again.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was such a pleasure having Annie Jules here on the show, and thanks for tuning in to Moments with Shai Will. Until next time.